I'm going to preview the number 13 Baylor versus St. John's men's basketball game, and it's in Nassau, Bahamas, part of the Bahamar Hoops Bahamas Championship. It will be played November 21st at 6 p.m. Central Time on CBSSN. So, just to let y'all know, and I'll put the outlook on St. John's men's basketball in the description below so y'all can see it. And I'm going to preface this right now. I do not know if Langston Love for Baylor is even going to play. It wouldn't shock me if he does. It wouldn't shock me if he doesn't. It is what it is on that situation. So what are some players to keep an eye on for St. John's? And y'all could read the stats in the description below. I'm just going to try to make it as fast as possible here. R.J. Lewis Jr., number 12. 6'7", 215-pound guard as a junior. Excuse me. Then it's Simeon Welcher, number 7, 6'4", 190-pound guard as a sophomore. There's Devion Smith for number 5, 6 foot, 175-pound guard as a senior. And there's Brady Dunlap, number 44, 6'7", 190-pound forward as a sophomore. And those top 4 guys are double-digit scorers this year so far. So what are some other guys? And I'm going to merely mention like 2 points per game or more from here. That's it. There's Aaron Scott, number 0, 6'7", 210-pound guard as a senior. There's Kadari Richmond, which we actually played against him last year. Baylor did. When he was at Seton Hall. So a little familiarity. Number 1, 6'6", 205-pound guard as a senior. There's Zuba Ejiofor, which he actually was at Kansas to begin his career. A little familiarity. Number 24, 6'9", 240-pound forward as a junior. There's Vince Ujuwuku. I apologize if I butchered that. So that's why I'm going to spell it out here. IWUCHUKU. And I apologize for looking at it because I cannot memorize all this stuff. He's number 8, 6'7", 1 inch, 250 pounds centered as a junior. And there's really Ruben Prey, and that's it. Number 7, 17, 6'10", 230-pound forward as a freshman. I know there might be some other guys I'm leaving off, but it is what it is, and y'all can check that in the description below. So, obviously, what you did right the last few games, bring into this game, and what you did wrong the last few games, you got correct into this game. Yeah, I know it's Captain Obvious, but it's just telling the truth. You need to slow down the best players across the board. You got to come out with energy, and you kind of have to use that crap. Like if there are St. John's fans out there, you got to take them out of the game while getting those Baylor fans involved, including VJ Edgecombe's family, which I know a few of them are living in Waco, but the rest are staying there, and his friends are over there too, that are still in the Bahamas. So I'm just gonna make that mention right now. Another thing, you can't let officiate, like there will be questionable officiating times, but you gotta make plays to win. You gotta hustle the other team. I mean, I know it sounds simple and all. You gotta do a better job with foul trouble. And I'm not trying to single out any one particular individual here, but no Chad O'Meara. You had 4 fouls last game. You got to find a way to keep yourself on the floor longer and not get in foul trouble so much, because Baylor's better with you on the floor. And obviously get their better players in foul trouble. I mean, try to. Now, defensively, like contain the shooters, contain the slashers. Don't let them live at the free throw line. Make every shot difficult for them as much as possible. Force turnovers, and you gotta get reduce the points on turnovers as much as possible. Second chance points in the paint, and fast break points you want to limit as much as possible. And you gotta do a good job communicating wise, like, oh, I got this person. You gotta stop the ball in transition, or even like say, oh, there's a guy coming down. I got him. You know, I'm just saying that right now, and obviously getting some like charges, which I know that charge rule is going to be hard. Getting an offensive foul on the other team, but that would be helpful. Of course, getting some blocks and getting some deflections, because if you could get deflections, you could get some points on turnovers, which leads into my transition to the offensive side of the ball. Get some points in transition. Get some points off turnovers. Like you could drive to the basket, and obviously if Josh Uchuuna could finish around the rim better, he'll be another low-scoring threat. And Norchad O'Meara hopefully has a bounce-back game coming up, because I don't expect him to be that like he was last game in terms of points and rebounds. I mean, in terms of points, because I think he'll be better off than the last game. I really do. You got to execute offensively, and of course you don't want to have like live ball turnovers, because that could lead to transition points and points on turnovers. I know you don't want dead ball turnovers either, like an illegal screen or offensive foul. I know. When you get to the free throw line, you got to make free throws count. I mean, and get some good shot selection. I mean, get the ball protected as much as possible. Get some second chance points, fast break points, points on turnovers, like I said. It's like in transition as well. And you try to be smart with the passes and have good decision making and everything, and good screens in this game right here. And hopefully, and you want to have more some good bench production, because who knows about Langston Love, but if no Langston Love, you got to have other guys step up. Maybe Jason Asamoah might play some, but I don't know how much. But if nothing else, you got to have Rob Wright step up, which he's been very impressive so far this year when you look at his numbers as a true freshman off the bench. And I think he might be a better point guard than Jeremy Roach, but it's neither here or there. But either way, it's a good problem to have. And hopefully Jeremy Roach has a good game. VJ Edgecombe makes an impact in all ways possible. And if he could get his three-point shooting down, which he did last game, I know, but that'll make him more tricky to guard, because he could get to the rim. He makes a lot of winning plays, like deflections and all that, and Norchad O'Meara needs to step up. Josh Uchuuna needs to step up in his own role. If he could score, that would really be helpful, and get some like the rebounds and playing smart on defense and be vertical and don't foul. And Jalen Celestine, hopefully he has that same type of game going to this one like he did last game. I mean, 20 points off the bench. And obviously if Langston Love if he gets to play, I don't know how many minutes, but he needs to just do what he needs to can to help this team win. I mean, and I expect this to be a tight game. There's no spread on the game, but we'll know by the day of the game and all this. And you got to do a good job on side out bounds defensively, and same thing goes for underneath, and the same thing goes for offense. Obviously, you don't want to have like a 5-second call, and you got to keep your composure. Don't be keep your composure, because we don't want like technical fouls, or obviously you don't want to have flagrant fouls either. Oh no, like a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. But obviously if they do that, St. John's does, it's on them. Same thing goes for the Techs. I mean, it's just telling the truth. And all this, I just want to get this preview out of the way here early on, and we'll see if Baylor does defeat this team and they do play in Tennessee. I'll see if I could preview that game right there, because that's another interesting matchup. And this matchup also is like Rick Pitino versus Scott Drew. And last time these two coaches played coached against each other, I believe, was that 2016 Battle for Atlantis, where Baylor won that game. And I expect them to play with a little bit more of an edge, because all the pressure, like ranking-wise, is on us. But you gotta be hungry. You can't be satisfied. You gotta keep the intensity up as much as possible. And obviously, Jane Nunn needs to have a good game too. That would really be helpful, and he needs to be aggressive like he's been all this year, most of this year, and that will really be helpful. Make your 3-point shots down, and gotta finish at the rim. You gotta make your free throws, even mid-range shots too. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about this game. And if Jason Osimoto needs to play, he needs to step up. And if Marino needs to play, which I don't know how much he's gonna play, if any, because really it's no Chad O'Meara as a backup center. If Josh Uzuwuna is taken out of the game, they put Jalen Celestine in, put him at the 4, and you gotta make adjustments on the fly, not just from first half to second half, but during the first half, during the second half, like timeout to timeout, possession by possession. Then Baylor might throw out some man-to-man, and they might throw out like a full court press like they did last game. They could go with the multiple zone defenses, try to disrupt the rhythm, and you got to disrupt the rhythm for St. John's, and I know they're going to try to do the same thing, try to find that rhythm offensively as well. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers goals to my goal. It's 1,000 more, some more money at the scores. Like it, comment video really helps YouTube algorithms, so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well, so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button, ring the notification bell as well.